Feeling FOMO? Stuck in a social rut? Don't know where the fun is happening? From that to this. Introducing Rumba, your one-stop shop for the hottest local events. Discover concerts, comedy shows, art exhibits, and more, all happening right now around you. The Rumba app includes features such as easy search by category and location, integration with friends' calendars to see what they're up to, and an AI-powered itinerary builder that creates a seamless night out based on your preferences and schedule. Instead of laying on your bum, you can look like this. Your wish, our command. Download Rumba today and unlock your city's hidden gems. Never miss out on the fun.
Hi, my name is Octavio Combeas Jaimes.
And I'm Noah Funk, and we're both students from Fontainebleau High School who came together to create a solution to a problem that this generation experiences more than ever. For example,
Imagine you're laying in bed with literally nothing to do. You're scrolling on TikTok for hours, and you decide to hit up the group chat. Boys, let's do something. And everyone's like, yeah, let's do something. 2 hours later, you're still laying in bed with nothing to do because you can't figure out what to do, like what's around here.
now this isn't just a problem that Octavio and I experienced. This is a global pandemic. Teens spend more than 7.5 hours just looking at a screen. And it's typically just on social media or other unproductive tasks. And with this increased screen time, we see more internalizing problems, less social engagement, and just an overall increase in social isolation. And this problem is literally just because we don't know what to do.
Well, we have a solution for you. We are Rumba, the cure to your everlasting boredom. First, you're going to answer a quick questionnaire that will figure out your interest, and an algorithm will scrub through all the local events around you, finding what you might like. You'll also be able to see what your friends are doing by going on a calendar, seeing what each person is doing on a certain event by adding your friends. And also at the end, when you pick all your events, an AI will create an itinerary for you to figure out what schedule you can go to so you can hit everything you want to do. Our market size is huge. On one side, we have the beachheads, the college students, the high school students, and the other side, we have the business. We have a two-way market. On one side, we have 15.2 million students enrolled in only undergraduate programs. Those are 15.2 million students that want to use the Rumba app. On the other side, we have small businesses, and with the statistics we found, 40% of small businesses fail due to lack of exposure. They can't find their market, and that's what our job is, to figure out what market they can do by putting it on our app. Our go-to-market is, first, we have college students who want to stop the home to school to home routine. They want to get out. We're going to go on social media such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and get Rumba out there. Our channels are going to be placed on the App Store and Google Play, and our strategy is due to the prominent feature of having friends on the app. We heavily rely on word to mouth, but not only that, we will also be put on those high school seminars about depression and people not getting out there. We want to be a solution to depression, like having friends to have fun with. Our competition, we have two main competitors. We have Meetup and Eventbrite. Meetup is very well designed for the consumer side. It allows you to message friends. It's very designed for that side. And Eventbrite is the exact opposite. It allows you to design the page to allow the consumer to see exactly what your business is all about. But Rumba will include all of that and more. We will have the AI integration, which will allow you to schedule a itinerary for you to figure out what you want to do in your day.
So as far as revenue goes, the way that we would want to approach this is through commissions. So essentially, we would be keeping around 20% of the price of the ticket or item that a business gives us. This is a very low-risk way for new businesses such as Rumba to get started, and it overall has a pretty good return. Later on, we'd want to use native ads. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with like Facebook, Instagram, things like that, where it's just like you're scrolling and ads that are tailored towards you just pop up. And it's more common for us to get hooked on something that is for us than for just a random ad like YouTube kind of does. And obviously, keeping that as for teens and college students, we'd want to make it free because, I mean, you don't want to spend money, we don't want to spend money, but if there's an app that's free on the App Store that provides a solution, we're definitely going to want to just click the simple button of just downloading it from the App Store or Google Play or something like that. And then from a cost standpoint, our ask is $215,000. A majority of that is going to go towards development because as teens, as college students, we want a solution. And if you give us a solution, we're going to use it. Taking that into mind, we're definitely going to want it to be elegant, want it to be minimal, want it to look good for everyone. So a large portion would also go towards design. And then Octavia and I both prioritize marketing, but with all the different resources, all the different websites, tools, it's very easy to market something quite well without having to break the bank for it. And that's just a small portion of our cost structure. And then obviously we're going to be hiring developers, coders, things like that, people who are actually going to help us put the app out there. And that's going to be, the capital resources are essentially just computers, fees that they would have to pay. And then for our variable expenses, we definitely have to, again, talk about like different fees that the App Store offers and just hiring managers and stuff like that. And then for fixed expenses, we have to pay fees to promote services on the app, as well as keep the app on the App Store and other platforms. And with that, we are Rumba.
Your wish
is our command. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Rumba. All right, judges.
Hey, great presentation, guys. I'm curious, first off, where does the name come from?
Oh, dude, I have a story. All right. So I have a Latin background, and when we were brainstorming the name, my mom walked in and was like, it's like we gave her the idea of what the app's all about, and she said, Rumba means party in Spanish, and we wanted to make it where you're like basically running to the party, getting to the party quick using the AI. So we combined Rumba and Rumba.
Awesome. Second question, I think one of the challenges is on the sort of the supply side, and you guys touched on it a little bit, but how do you, I think, to get people like you guys to want to use it, there needs to be a bunch of events on there, and how do you plan on sort of solving that supply side problem?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because if we have no consumers, then no businesses are going to want to come, but if we have no businesses, then no consumers are going to want to come. So our plan is to build connections through different local businesses. Again, we want to start small, not go straight to the big corporates and things like that. So we plan on we're from Mandeville, so we would go around word to mouth, again, that's a big part, and just gather information and gather businesses that would maybe not even have 20% commissions, but just have like the chance to have an audience. And from there, we pull people like from our high schools, from people that we know at colleges, and that would just start off with a very small audience as long as a very small amount of businesses, and from there we would grow.
Great job, fellas. When you talked about your initial customers, your target audience, I think you identified like 15 million college students or high school students. Can you drill down a little deeper on that? Like, which type of students you think? Maybe give me a customer profile of who it is you think will be most likely to use the Rumba.
Okay, so we actually talked to this lady that goes to LSU. She's very involved, and she said she has tons of friends that, the home to school to home routine, the ones that just live in their dorms, I don't know, scrolling through TikTok, playing video games with nothing to do. So a customer profile we're probably looking for is someone not in a frat, not in a sorority, someone that's not involved in clubs. I mean, the point of college is to be involved, and there are still those people that don't want to get involved. They just want to get their major and get out of there. So that's the type of people we're trying to target.
And as I feel like this is actually Octavia and I don't know how many days of the week I just go to school, go to track, go home, and just do homework and then go to sleep, even though I have a bunch of free time. So I think this provides, you can see how the problem hasn't just stretched from college, but all the way down to high school students. And we think that's what makes it a very big audience.
Good question.
As a Fontainebleau alum, I'm really happy to see that the legacy of great dance moves endures. I'm curious, and so I grew up in Mandeville, and when it was country, is what I tell people. You guys probably don't remember that. I'm not going to ask when you're graduating either. But what kind? So, using Mandeville as the case study, what types of events have you been able to curate?
Okay, so I'll just give you a rough example. So Lola's art experience, I don't know if that was a big thing whenever you went to Fontainebleau, but essentially there's a lot of different... No, there's a lot of different, like there's comedy shows, there's art experiences, there's local music gigs. There's a lot that Mandeville has to offer. Obviously, you hear all about New Orleans, what's in New Orleans, but if you just go around and just walk around, you can find like Lola's art experience. There's, I forget the name, but there's like a club where there's music, and obviously like high schoolers not going to go to a club. But there's a lot to offer, and a lot of discovering it would just be research, and just literally physically driving around and seeing what the city has to offer.
And even at Fontainebleau, we have a car and craft show coming up this weekend, and we were trying to put that on the app when we make the app, because that's an event everyone would go to.
On the business model, you had mentioned that commissions, 20% commission is what you were thinking about. Did you consider just a straight advertising fee for some of the events to come onto the platform, and what might that look like?
Yes, 100% we thought about that. We would think, again, I mentioned earlier that it's a very low-risk way commissions are, and we were thinking that paid advertising would be a further step because it's a lot more, I guess, risky, and businesses actually have to pay to be there. So obviously, for us, there's no set price rate, but we would definitely want to converse with the business that we're going to have on the app and decide a friendly budget for them.
Good question. Thank you.
All right, 3 minutes for the judges. Let's give it up for Runba.